Hi there, my name is Cynthia Wakeo, and today's topic of discussion is leadership skills you need every manager or supervisor to have. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Cynthia.
So let's start by looking at the most important leadership skills that every manager needs to have.
Yeah. So, Cynthia, before we look at the various leadership skills, I would want to make a distinction between management and leadership because these are terms which are used interchangeably and sometimes we get it wrong. So, when you're talking about management, management is from the word manage. So, when you're managing and taking care of the resources, so whenever you are doing budgeting, you are doing costing, you are doing even say recruitment, all you're doing is managing. You're managing resources, you're managing people. That is different from leadership. Leadership is from the word read. And to read, you are giving direction, you are motivating, you are coaching, you are mentoring. In a nutshell, you are getting the best out of people. So it goes without saying then that supervisors and managers, indeed, they must master management skills. But over and beyond the management skills, the next level is on how to become a leader. And it's when you become a leader, then you're able to take the organizations to another level. And that is why if you look even around the world, there are men and women who we identify with. Good example being Paul Kagame, Rwanda, Nelson Mandela, the late Wangari Maathai. We consider them as leaders, as not as managers, because they championed causes and they made a difference in their life. So having said that, to go now to your question, which are these key leadership competencies that a manager needs to have? So number one is delegation. Why? There's a lot of expected of someone who's in a leadership position. So for them to be able to accomplish their work and still be able to offer support to the juniors in terms of giving them direction, they must be very good with delegation. The other one is performance management, because if you have a team with you, the expectation of the business is that you should be getting results through people, and you only able to do that through performance management. Another key competence, leadership competence, is communication skills, and here communication skills, the emphasis on how do you give feedback and even how do you have difficult conversation. Yeah. Another competence is emotional intelligence. Now, leadership, as opposed to management, leadership is you want to touch the people's heart. You want to move people in a certain direction. And for you to be able to do that, you must be emotionally aware. And that's where emotional intelligence comes in. The other aspect is team management. And when you look at team management, you look at aspects like conflict management. How do you also motivate the team? Yeah. Also, don't forget coaching and mentorship, because I had mentioned that at the beginning. And here, it's your ability to get the best out of people. Yeah. So, in a nutshell, I would say those are the key competencies that every leader, aspiring leader, or even us who are already in leadership, should aspire to master. And there's a last one I forgot, which is stakeholder management and relationship management. So when you're talking about relationship management, you have internal stakeholders. These are your staff. These are the people you supervise. And you have external. So external, you could talking about customers. You're talking about statutory government bodies like the government. You're talking even about other third parties who might be interested in what you do. For example, even the media. So the higher you advance in your career, the more the likelihood that you be having stakeholders that you also need to know how to relate with them, and that's where leadership skills come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's imagine that a manager has the skills.
Yeah.
What are the advantages?
I think the biggest, in terms of the advantages, I look them in two ways. Number one, I'll look at the personal level. So if you're watching this and you're a professional, obviously it will make your work easier if you're able to master these key skills and competencies. Yeah. Because at times and these are very big assumptions companies make. We assume that Cynthia is good with her digital marketing and communication skills. We assume that you can be a good reader. And that's not the case. So we need to help you to be able to master these leadership competencies. Yeah. And in terms of the organizations, there are many benefits. Number one being the organization will be able to meet its goal and target. The other one is you'll have a more engaged workforce because people look up to the leader. So if the leader is messing up, it goes without saying that that will also affect the individuals. In terms of the organization stability, in terms of the organization growth, in terms of the employees feeling engaged, it starts from the leader. Yeah.
With such kind of positive impact, are there avenues where organizations can now empower their managers to have these skills?
There are various ways that companies can empower their either existing or aspiring leaders.
Yeah.
Number one is coming up with programs in the workplace whereby they can be able to help, the upcoming staff acquire these leadership skills. And this is through mentoring and coaching. If you have the resources, you can even have the management training program. I'm sure you've heard of it. The big multinationals, the big companies, they always do this. And the reason is they're able to see ahead. So they'll hire you at the age of 24, 25, a fresh graduate, and they take you a program for 2 or 3 years. So that by the time you're 30 and you're in charge of a team, you're able to deliver. Yeah. But what I've seen work is also the element of training and mentorship. And that's something we do here at Corporate Staffing Services. So it helps. Training helps to make someone self-aware. And if the training is practical, if it's able to address the core competencies that are important for the firm, then that makes a huge difference. Like I said, a lot of times, 80 to 90% of the time, we promote staff simply because they are good at what we do. But we forget to ask ourselves, does this person have the leadership potential? If they have, we shouldn't leave it at that. It's how can the organization empower them? Because trust me, technical wise, it doesn't matter how good this individual is. If you not empower them on the leadership skills, you see them now failing. And that is why you wonder, I promoted this person from being an accountant to chief accountant, and they are dropping the ball. How come? It's because you didn't empower them to make a better transition.
Yeah. Now it's for me to, come to the leadership training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so please do. You'll be able to gain the skills. This is something we've done for the last 3-4 years. We've empowered many employers. And there's a lot of benefits in being mentored and being trained.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. For more information on our leadership training, please click on the link below. See you next time.